what is one thing President Obama must be sure to do or say when he goes to Pakistan? What is one thing he must be sure not to do or say when he's there?
I think he has to show that he sees the address that he is dealing with as his civilian counterpart, even though he knows the truth about his civilian counterpart. It's not the individual, it's the position he needs to show support for. And secondly, he needs to mention Kashmir. An American president needs to let the K word pass out of his mouth on a visit to Islamabad. His State Department will scream never, never, never. But that's how we got where we are. The one thing he shouldn't do is spend this trip without connecting with Pakistani civil society. And I completely agree with what Izzat said about the need to change the way we've been dealing with Pakistani civil society. Actually, we did a better job back in the 50s and 60s on those kind of issues. We seem to have lost how to do that in the 21st century.
Just two thoughts on that, and we'll get. I mean, firstly, would you not? I mean, consider that civil society is, I mean, although I'm sure that, you know, all of us in this room are supporters of the values that civil society in Pakistan represent, certainly the events of the last month have painted a pretty horrifying picture of what a minority that group of society might be in Pakistan. Is it worth engaging with them?
Well, first of all, if we don't, then we will certainly end up with the outcome we don't want. But secondly, while it is easy to see the faults of Pakistani civil society, I think sometimes we kind of miss the forest here a little bit. I fully agree with the points about Pakistani journalism. It is alive and totally irresponsible. But one shouldn't miss that it is also alive. Secondly, there are parts of Pakistani civil society which are fighting very hard against the darker forces in Pakistan. Some of them are quite brave individuals who are putting out their views at tremendous risk. We shouldn't abandon those people.
Okay. And Kashmir, they'll go ahead and talk about, do you think that, I mean, even if President Obama mentions it, that doesn't mean that, you know, India will in any way accept any kind of outside intervention in that dispute?
No, India's made it very clear it doesn't want an outside mediator. So that's why it would be foolish to name a special representative for Kashmir. That gentleman or lady would spend all of their time in Washington, never get out to the region. But there are nonetheless ways that American diplomacy can be helpful. Let me give you an example. President Zardari, before Mumbai, was trying very hard to change the music of the dialogue. He was saying things like, fighters in Kashmir are not freedom fighters when they kill civilians, they are terrorists. He said Pakistan should adopt a no first use of nuclear weapons. Those were brave things by President Zardari. I'm not here to sell President Zardari to anybody. You all know his warts and weaknesses, but nonetheless, those were steps in the right direction and deserve American support.